Tyson Burmeister, and we'll see you in 2018.
Hey guys, you can come out and see Tyson Burmeister race at Paris Raceway, the team racing on February 3rd. And Tyson Burmeister will be racing at the Gumball Rally on March 10th at Industry Speedway. And now here's the interview with Tyson Burmeister. All right, this week's interview is going to be with Tyson Burmeister. Tyson, how did you get started in Speedway racing?
The way I got started was I did motocross and supercross all my life. And then my dad and I had a really close relationship with racing and did that since, I was about 4 years old. And then finally had to come to, a conclusion of what are we going to do? We weren't making any money to support the motocross and supercross. So my dad rode Speedway in the early 80s, and then he kind of always wanted me to try Speedway, but I had no interest in it growing up. So then 2008, during the summertime, we kind of made a decision to stop racing motocross and supercross. So we wanted to continue racing. He's like, well, what do you think of Speedway? I really had not very much information on it. So he's like, well, usually motocross, supercross guys with a big background of that are generally not good at Speedway. So we went down to Cody's, picked up a Speedway bike, went up to the high desert, up to El Mirage, and started riding some circles up there, some ovals. I remember the first few laps, probably 12 laps, I get off the bike and I couldn't figure it out at all. And then he looked at me just kind of laughing, going, well, maybe Speedway isn't for you because it seems like you can't figure it out. So we spent the rest of the day up there, and then I kind of got a hang of it to a certain extent. And then we went out to the old Paris Speedway before what they have there now is more of a D shape, and went out to an open practice, flat track practice there. And it seemed to, with a more of a wall setup and an organized track, I seemed to pick it up a lot better. So, and then from there on out, we kind of just started picking it up from there.
Do you remember your first D1 race on a 500?
Yeah, it was my third race.
And who was in that race?
I remember I took out the whole field. It was at Costa Mesa, and it was handicap racing. And I think you could actually pull it up on YouTube. I had a blue suit then. So obviously I was probably starting at the tapes. I believe one of the Sours were in it. I think Brad was in it. I think Russell Green was in it. I think Buck Blair was in it. And I ended up taking out the whole field by basically blocking the whole track coming into three and doing, a big slide out and wadding up everybody. So, but it was only my third ride ever behind tape. So it was interesting.
Do you do any other types of riding or racing currently?
Not currently. Obviously, I have a big motocross, supercross background, but I did break my leg really bad about a year and a half ago riding moto. And just kind of after that break, it was really bad. And now my age and with motocross, it's too risky. So I'm doing zero racing. I'm doing zero riding of any sort other than my cycle, bike, and Speedway these days.
Did you race any supercrosses?
Yeah. I started lining up at Supercross. I think the 2005 was my first one. And we did it all up to even the first year of Speedway. I think I went out for a couple in 2009. So did it for about 5 years.
How massive is Supercross compared to motocross, like the jumps and everything?
Well, Supercross, motocross they're uncomparable. You grew up on a motocross track as a kid. The obstacles are a lot different. Supercross, if anybody has a chance to go out and do a track walk, it will blow your mind on how scary it really is. You're actually on the field and seeing these gaps and these peaks and how perfect you have to be, without making a huge mistake and injuring yourself.
All right, here comes the big question. Who are your sponsors for 2018, and what are your Speedway plans?
So 2018, we seem to have a big year coming up ahead of us. We have a lot of support. We have Rob Fiesler helping out. We have we got to thank all the boys over at KW Racewear for the suits and covers. Jay's Roofing, Eco Planet, Michael Carroll over there. Dave Brenniger Racing, United Towing, Greg Moore over there. Also Billy Hamill, Lewis and Billy are doing a lot of good things working together this year. They should have some really exciting news coming up soon as well. Ting Tools USA, Joker Machine, Jeff Arnold over there, 100% Goggles, Justice Brothers, Ed and Courtney over there, MotorX USA, HL Clutch Plates, Juan Cordona, Fortner Precision, Hal Fortner over there, Craig Anderson, and then Ashtec, who's Ashley Holloway, does our motors. He's working with, with GP riders anywhere from Emil to Doyle to, I'm sure I'm going to pronounce his last name wrong, but Martin Vasilink, I think is how you pronounce it. All GP winners. So we got a really good motor package this year. Lewis and Ashley over there have a great relationship as well. They've built over the years. Also, David Haynes is Doyley's head GP mechanic. He's helping out Lewis a lot and working with us as well. They built a great relationship over the years as well. And then we have 3 more that we're hopefully going to be able to announce at Gumball, and just kind of stay tuned for that. But yeah, we're working on a few more. Behind the scenes, Lewis Hughes is the guy. It's the whole reason why I'm here doing this again. There's no way I ever thought I was going to be riding Speedway again. It's pretty amazing on what type of work this guy does and on how much effort he puts in to have, Class A racing equipment behind us and behind me. And it's a great opportunity. It's one that I never thought would ever come about. So it's a big thanks to him. And thanks for calling him and giving me a call in May, early June, asking, if I wanted to ride again.
So Lewis Hughes is your mechanic this year?
Yeah, Lewis Hughes is like team manager / mechanic. Just a go-getter. The guy's just a bulldog. He makes Speedway very professional, and he puts in all the work. So I'm very, very fortunate to have him on my side.
You said team manager. Is there a team thing going on for 2018? Or you want to hold off on that? I'll hold off on that.
I'll address that Jimmy and I are really good friends outside of Speedway. We both kind of have a similar background with motocross, and I just enjoy his company. And I think we feed off each other really well. And we're definitely going to team up and work together the best we can and try to, share as much information as we can to share, and just kind of be a unit, and kind of see where it all goes.
So in 2018, what are your plans? Are you planning on hitting all the AMA races, the Gumball Rally?
We'll be at every event in SoCal, basically, other than Friday nights at Auburn every Friday night. But, I don't know all the details of the AMA rounds with the qualifying and the seated riders. There's a lot of rumors going around. Hoping they'll have something that they'll be announcing soon regarding the qualifying or what we're doing, because like myself and Jamie, we're not seated, and it'd be a shame to have riders of that caliber being a wild card each round and not have an opportunity to be seated. So I hope they get it figured out. But yeah, if I can get in, we will be at every AMA round, every Wednesday night, every Saturday night.
You went to go ride in Europe. How did that deal happen when you went to go ride with the Wolverhampton Wolves?
Mm-hmm.
How did that deal happen? Like, how did it come about?
So yeah, it's now sitting back looking at it, I definitely went over really premature, but basically my full season in 2009 was my first season. And then I went over basically going into my 3rd season. And then 2010, what I did is Steve Evans had a touring team, but I went over 3 different times. And then just by doing that, CVS is the owner of the team, saw that, invited me to a one-off race there. And I ended up beating Chris Harris on one of the heat races. And basically from there on out, teams were reaching out to me that winter. I did have a few different opportunities, a few to choose from, but Wolverhampton seemed like a good fit for me. But, I went over too early in that league for sure, but it was a great club. And, I wish I would have done little things differently, but it is what it is now.
Did you race for any other clubs there in Europe, Great Britain?
No, I was supposed to be there a full year, but I had some family tragedies happen that kind of brought me home early, and I just never really was the same after that. Didn't want to be there. But riding for other clubs, I never did. I never signed with anybody, but I guested for a few teams like Coventry. I rode for, and then we did some one-off meetings. I rode at Ipswich a couple times, did some Edinburgh stuff, and then kind of went over to Europe and did some of the Germany stuff as well.
What other countries did you ride in besides Great Britain and Germany?
Just Germany. Me and Ricky Wells, did some one-off meetings, and kind of obviously we were teammates at Wolverhampton that year, and kind of just teamed up that year and did some really neat stuff in Germany. I really love Germany. We did the World Cup over there as well in Germany. Germany league is a really good league. It had some good money in it too.
Do you have any plans on going back to Europe to race?
I wouldn't mind. I would never be able to do a league thing, be over there all year. But I wouldn't mind doing a one-off something, being over there and just spinning some laps or doing something over there would be nice. But full time, out of the question.
Any specific riders help you out when you started out riding in D1 in the States?
Again, Jimmy Fishback was one of the main guys, and we were kind of teamed. Well, we were teamed up that year with MXRC. We had a few guys together. Actually, the guy who I thought I asked a lot of questions and helped out a lot with was Tommy Hedden, of all people. He was really easy to get along with too, and he just had some good advice, and didn't try to change my riding style too much because I was a big rever then, which I've luckily grown out of. But no rider in particular that stood out that helped me. With Speedway, it seems like everybody has the right answer, so you got to really pick and choose on who you listen to help your Speedway and help it progress for sure. But I had nobody that stood out.
I saw you're on Strava. Do you still cycle regularly?
Yeah, I cycle as much as I can. If it's not too windy and I can get home early enough, I try to get one late afternoons and evenings. But almost every weekend, we're out putting miles in. I really enjoy it. It's really helped out my fitness, and I just enjoy doing fitness stuff. I've always done it ever since with moto, because moto has such a huge fitness side of it that it's just kind of carried over into my lifestyle.
I also know you and Erin, your wife, are having a baby soon. What's the due date?
May 16th, middle of May sometime, give or take a couple days. So we're really excited about that, me and Erin. Can't wait, having a little girl.
Where do you live and what do you do for a living?
So I'm a project manager for a restoration company. So anything to do with fire, wind, water damage with insurance.
What part of Southern California do you live in?
So I'm actually in Menifee. It's real near Temecula and Murrieta, not too far from Paris.
Is that where you grew up?
No, I grew up in Norco, Horsetown, capital of the United States. More horses than people there. So I grew up riding horses and grew up in the same city Fisher did, actually, of all places. So I went out and watched him a couple times down at Costa Mesa, but that was about it.
Where's your favorite place to eat?
So I've been seeing the interviews, and it seems like everybody has different answers. I don't know if I have a favorite place, but anytime my wife goes, we're definitely stopping at In-N-Out every single time. So it's her favorite spot. So anytime after the races she's with me, we're stopping by at In-N-Out.
Do you get it fishback style? I mean, animal style?
No, but the wife does with the fries.
What was your favorite thing to eat in Great Britain?
I don't think I had one. I think the food stuff. The food was awful.
Even the curry?
I was not a fan of the curry. Everybody's like, you're an American, you'll like the curry. I had it once, and I don't think I had it again. I didn't like it.
I see you're teamed up on your team with the Aces. I'll put it up like here on the side or something. You're teamed up with Luke Becker and Colton Hicks. Have a little bit of kids to like educate racing with them.
I won't be educating anybody. If anybody's getting educated, it'll be me. The kids are flying, man. The kids are flying. So I'll be from then. Any
tips for the kids, like the ones that are about to go to Europe in that 18 to 22 range?
I didn't do very well over there, so I don't know if I have any tips. But, the biggest thing that I had a problem with, and I'm pretty sure it's any American going over there, it's just the lifestyle. It was tough. It's a lot different, especially Southern California. And just trying to get where you're comfortable and you can be yourself and you surround yourself with people you trust is the big important part, I think. With any racing or any top athlete, you have to trust the people around you that, they have the best interests for you. Not saying I didn't have that. It was just, I just needed more time to kind of fit in over there and just figure it all out. And it's just different. I wasn't okay with the weather. So if you're okay with the weather and the rain and experience it and enjoy it, I guess that would be the best advice I had.
Thank you for the interview. Where's the best place for someone to follow your racing?
So I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook as well. I want to say my Instagram name is just TBurmeister. We post a lot of stuff on there, and everything I share on Instagram, I share on Facebook as well. So you can follow us there. And then hopefully we'll have a website up maybe this year. We're working on a couple of things. So I'll keep everybody updated on that.
And I'll post those links down in the description of the video. Thank you so much for your time and the interview, and I look forward to seeing you at the next race.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. And this is Tyson Burmeister, and we'll see you in 2018.
If you could do me a favor and like this video, subscribe, I'll put a link right here to subscribe. Put a race with Tyson Burmeister over here. I'll post some racing from Paris, team racing right here, and an interview with Colton Hicks right here. Thank you. I'll see you at the track, and have a great week. Bye.